Uh-oh, here we go. Here we
Here
go.
we go.
Ahoy! Welcome into the Junk Drawer, part of the Korked Podcast Network. If you were to drug test this podcast after the fact, we'd probably test positive, but we'd blame it on cancel culture. So today is May 10th, 2021. What is up, junkies? I'm Austin. That's AD. What's up, AD?
It's great to be here with you, Austin. It's you and I out on our own, but it feels good.
Yeah, that's grit. No, that's Ranji. No.
Oh, jeez.
It's just the two of us this week. What's up?
It's a little awkward. We have no one else to bounce ideas off of.
Right.
We have no one else to jeez.
I know, it's kind of sad. It's kind of a buzzkill, but you know what? Chris Ranji, he's out and about. Grit, obviously, as you know, he left a couple weeks ago. We still love him dearly. But hey, let this be an encouragement for all of you guys. Hit that subscribe button. If you're listening on the podcast, hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Twitter, give us a retweet. More people we get in here, the better.
Not just that, but give us a comment too. Let's get some comments here.
And and I'm glad you brought that up, AD, because if you guys comment along on Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, whatever it may be, if you're watching live, you can interact with the show with us. And so come in, have some fun with us, share the show, get more people in here, the more fun we can have as we do.
And honestly, we're going to need it because as you can see, Austin and I are on our own here. So we need some help,
right?
Guys.
We need a third co-host. You're right.
Yeah, we need the third co-host. So
yeah.
And if anyone wants to be the third co-host, please, in the comments, please reach out. We have applications you can fill out.
Yeah.
Feel free.
yeah, right. Yeah, in fact, if you comment good enough, who knows? Maybe we'll ask you to be our third co-host next week.
Yeah, so just be wary of that.
Hey, AD, before we get started, name a woman.
Oh man, you're catching me off guard.
Did you name one? I'm sorry, you were cutting in and out for me.
Lisa Leslie.
All right, you got bailed out by your stream there on that one.
Right.
There we go. We got Corey Ball saying, "Let's go, all co-host." All right, come on in. Welcome in,
Corey. Yeah, welcome
in, Corey.
Thank you.
And then he hits us with the winky face. Hey, how about that? Hey,
you can interpret that any way you want.
Hey, I'll let Corey co-host. How about that, huh? That was a wink for anyone listening on the podcast. All right. AD, I guess, this is probably going to be one of our shorter episodes. Of course, we say that, but we'll probably get off onto 9 different tangents.
As soon as the commenters start to come in, I think
let's go ahead and get started with good, back, ugly, where each week we hit you with a good of the week, a back of the week, and an ugly of the week. So, and AD, you always start. And
it's so fitting, I guess, that I start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me start off by saying, Austin, congratulations on your first show earlier today. You got to be exhausted, I'm sure, but you can always make time for the junk drawer, though. And I knew that about you. You always make time for the junk drawer. Yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, I started a new job today. US 99, doing mornings. US 99, Chicago's hottest country.
That's right.
Mornings there, and today was our first show. The first of a brand new show called Melissa and Austin. I am the Austin, and
you are Austin. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just not to. I didn't want to confuse anyone.
Thanks for clearing that up. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Then we started today, and the show went great. So I'm really excited. Melissa and I get along very well, and I think it's going to be a great morning show.
A new chapter. I like that.
If you're not in the Chicago area and you want to tune in one morning, the Odyssey app, just search US 99. You can find it. There's my shameless plug. How's that?
I was teeing it up for you right here.
Yeah, thank you.
You swing it
out.
That was
me.
Nice.
Yeah. My swing's not that good looking, but thank you.
Neither is mine, so that's probably not our strong point here. But now that we have your shameless plug out of the way, that's my number one good of the week. First of all, that's you, and Number two, shout out to your dad and his birthday today too. I hope I'm not stepping on your toes here, but that's
okay. No, you took my good, but
a little bit. All right.
But that's fine. That's fine. It can be our shared mutual good. Today is my father's birthday. I'm stoked because I don't know. I just like his birthday. He also shares a birthday with Chris Berman. Should be noted.
I did not know that. I did not know
ESPN personality. Yeah. And I think Billy Joel, or maybe Billy Joel's is yesterday, but neither here nor there. Happy birthday.
Either way. Yes.
I love you, Dad. And I don't even think he listens to this podcast. But
if he is, just in case he is, then
just in case he is. Happy birthday. But hey, I think your dad listens, and our dads are brothers. So
maybe he'll tell him. Hopefully.
Right. So Uncle
crossed.
Rick, tell my dad that I said happy birthday.
There we go.
On the podcast this week.
Good. All right. Now that we got those out of the way, we got your job, we got your dad's birthday, both excellent things. But my good of the week, I don't know if you saw this.
What?
Authorities have seized the first shipment of alcoholic spirit from Chernobyl, the exclusion zone. Now,
wait, hold on. Alcohol that was from Chernobyl when Chernobyl had its disaster?
No. It was distilled like within the past year, like currently being distilled in the exclusion zone.
All right, look. IPA at home brew guy has gone way too far this time.
He moved to Chernobyl and just started a company, basically.
Dude, that's okay. Look, we all know make like an IPA at home brew guy. Everyone knows one. There's like, dude, you got to try this beer, and then you try it and it sucks. That this guy is like that to like the nth degree. He's like, wait a minute, I got an idea. Let's go to the site of a nuclear power plant meltdown and let's brew beer there. I'm sure it'll taste amazing.
And Larry, let's just play a little hypothetical game here. If you were to brew or distill something in Chernobyl, what would you call it?
Chernobyl.
Oh man, they should have consulted you because that's good. That's good. It's actually atomic.
Atomic. Okay. All right.
Atomic, not with a C, but with a K. So
okay.
It's got that little
I feel like that's very Russian. Yeah. I was also going to say USSR IPA.
Oh my gosh. Hopefully they're not listening to this because they're going to run with that. Like they're going to take that and brew all types of beer.
Yeah.
So there was 1,500.
I'll hit myself with that one.
No, that was free.
That one was free.
There was 1,500 bottles of this supposed liquor made, and they were seized by authorities. But they were allegedly going for the UK. So I'm not really sure. Like, what would happen to you if you drank that? Because it's made allegedly from apples grown near Chernobyl. So someone had to actually go and either pick those, or does anything even grow there? That's like
I don't think so. I don't know. Did you watch the Chernobyl HBO
I did
miniseries?
And it was really good. Really sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was really good, but also very depressing. And
like thinking that could even happen because
right.
Did you know that I mean not quite to that extent, but something like this almost happened at 3 Mile Island in Harrisburg.
Yes, so, I actually did know that, which was very close to where you grew up.
Yes, it was. I mean, it was before I was born, but it was very close to that, and very. I think it was like a partial meltdown. I forget exactly how they phrased it, but
they had to evacuate. I remember they had to evacuate Harrisburg, right?
Yeah, and I believe my parents were part of that. They're probably going to make fun of me for not knowing that exactly, but
yeah, right. Thanks for caring about.
But yeah, just it's incredible that. I actually just watched something. I forget what it was, but there's people that still live in the exclusion zone. Like there's people that never left, and they're like
in Russia.
In Russia, yeah. So they're called like babushkas or like they're
delicious.
and they live there year round. I mean, they've never left, so like that's their home. So they don't know anything different. And
are they radioactive? And I don't know if that's offensive to say.
Yeah, it could be. I would assume.
Can you just can you even just ask someone that? Like, if you meet someone that's like living in Chernobyl, can you just ask someone if they're radioactive? Like, hey man, can we flip off the lights real quick? Do you glow in the dark?
I wish I knew. But I just just imagine like being like, you know what, I'm not leaving. You know, there's a huge explosion. Miles over there. I'm not leaving.
Look, if
this is my home, I am not leaving.
If a nuclear power plant meltdown doesn't get you to leave, nothing will. You are locked in. Maybe they had a great price on rent. You know, they're like, look, we're not going to find anything this good for this cheap anywhere else. So
no one wanted to buy their land, so they couldn't move anywhere else.
And that too, yeah, I'm sure it was hard for market value. You know,
until this brewing company came in and started brewing beer. That's now they bought all the land for it.
Yeah, once that brewery moved to town, the place really starting to liven up.
All of a sudden, you start to see a bunch of coffee shops open up. You know,
$20 says that $20 says that brewery at Chernobyl has string lights at some point
in the backyard,
in the patio. Yeah, it's like a seating area with string lights. I'm pretty sure that's an international rule, not just American. International rule for all breweries. You have to have string lights somewhere on your premises.
In the beer garden, preferably. Yeah.
Oh man, good find on that one. That's incredible.
I'm just wondering if it was a seltzer or not, because as we know, seltzers are probably one of the hardest industries to crack right now. So
that's true. Corey Ball says that sounds delicious. Right? It does. We talked about it earlier. What's the harder service to crack into right now?
Right.
Streaming services or seltzer, because every brand and every company is dropping a hard seltzer and or a streaming service. I'm surprised there isn't a hard seltzer streaming service out there.
I mean, again, hopefully no one is listening that has the power to actually do that, because I think that's something we need to talk about off camera here. This is something we need to talk about off camera.
People are like, hey, did Korked Bats really just drop a hard seltzer streaming service? Like, what the? I thought they were a blog.
No, just take my money. Just take my money. My other good of the week, since we don't really have a third co-host to, take our goods or backs or uglies. So,
yeah, I'd say Corey's leading the way for our third co-host with the
third co-host. Shout out Corey.
Right. Which, if you missed the top, you obviously can see we're sans a third co-host, but comment along with us. Maybe you could be our third co-host. We're looking
for a third.
We're on the nationwide search. For
one. Here's something I thought that was interesting. Steph Curry, you may recognize him as one of the best basketball players in the NBA. I'd say
name rings a bell.
Arguably, he's only 83 pointers behind Ray Allen.
For most of all time.
80.
And you know what? I don't want to take credit for this take. It's not even a take. It's just an observation. Mm-hmm. I want to credit it's Stu Gotts from Dan Le Batard show. He said I'm kind of over Steph Curry. Not over Steph Curry. I'm not impressed by him hitting 3-pointers. Like, it seems too easy. It seems way too easy. What I would like to see out of Steph Curry, and actually Stu Gotts said the same thing, make like a mid-range jumper. Give me a sky hook. Give me change up your game.
We don't see that. Yeah.
What if Steph Curry can only hit threes? Is he really that good of a basketball player? Oh, because he can shoot it from far away? Let's see him shoot it from up close or mid-range.
He's arguably one-dimensional.
Right?
Very one-dimensional.
Look, I'm not knocking the guy. He's great. He's incredible. But, he's also getting one more point than the average basketball player gets per shot.
Right. Well, okay, so he's 83 pointers behind. Try this on for size.
Uh-oh.
Curry has played 600 less games than Ray Allen.
Stop. Well, that's because all he does is shoot 3-pointers. I'm not even impressed. I'm not impressed. I'm actually pissed.
People are saying they're mad about it.
If I'm Ray Allen, I'd be pissed because it's like, hey, yeah, I also switched in a jumper every now and then.
And a layup, maybe. Yeah, let's see some layups.
Give me a jump stop layup. I don't even care at this point. Just give me something other than a 3-pointer.
And I hear what you're saying because I agree with you, but I do think that we could be taking advantage of his greatness, or taking it for granted, rather.
Taking it for granted. We're taking Steph Curry's greatness for granted. And you know what? To that, I don't think you're wrong. And what's funny is, so you remember like when we were growing up, every kid had a Michael Jordan jersey.
MJ. It was MJ everything. Yes.
I'm pretty sure that role has shifted, not to LeBron, but to Steph. I'm pretty sure every kid growing up right now has a Steph Curry jersey.
I think you're right. I think and not just that, but like the Warriors, because they were so good for so many years during that stretch. Like,
the Warriors were kids these days, 90s Bulls.
Jeez, that's
blow your mind.
Well, and you know who was a part of both of them? Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr.
Let's get Steve.
Wait,
I need a Steve Kerr jersey.
And Steve Kerr before that was on the San Antonio Spurs dynasty. Is Steve Kerr the freaking hand that stirs the pot? What am I looking for? The golden nugget. The
good luck Chuck type.
Yeah, is he the piece that makes the puzzle go?
Oh my gosh, Steve Kerr. I mean, you got to respect him. I mean, how many titles is he up to?
Yeah, that's like coaching and playing perspective. He won what?
11?
I think he was on the final 3. I don't know if he was on the first 3 of the Bulls.
Oh, you're right. You're right. So he has 3 with the Bulls.
3 with the Bulls. I think he has
3 with the Warriors.
3 or 4. Well, I was going to say 3 or 4 with the Spurs, and then he definitely has 3 with the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean he's got to be close to 10. If it's not 10, got to be close.
All right, so look, Steph Curry hits a lot of threes. Cool.
Let's start crediting Steve Kerr.
Let's give credit to where credit is due. It's Steve Kerr.
Did Steve Kerr teach him how to shoot? Is that where he got it from?
I mean, Steph Curry didn't become, because Steph Curry was in the league before Steve Kerr was with the Warriors, and he was never the superstar like he was.
Yeah. I think we're on to something.
We're chipping away at this rock. Soon we're about to crack this case wide open.
We'll get to the center of it soon.
Damn, that's good. All right, so
shout out Steve Kerr.
Shout out Steve Kerr. What's your back of the week?
We got to talk about it. I mean, how can we not talk about it? You know who I'm going with. Mr. Timothy. I wish I knew his middle name.
Tebow. Let's go. Timothy Richard Tebow.
Richard. Good call.
Timothy Richard Tebow. TRT.
Yep. TRT.
Yeah. I wrote many takes with him.
The 33-year-old tight end. He's no longer a quarterback, but here's what I'm most excited for. That like throwback gadget play with Tebow. Throwing it to Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. Yeah. I'm in. And honestly, I'm like, and I was thinking about this today. Tim Tebow, it's like when you look at him, you're like, tight end, maybe? I mean, I guess, but like it's a little weird. Yeah, sure. Let's get weird with it. Let's see what position we can make Tebow play. Like, that's just ridiculous. I'm talking left tackle. I'm talking kicker, punt returner. Like, let's just look, for as awkward as he looked on he'll never look as awkward as he looked on a baseball field. So let's try and match that. Let's have fun with this. Let's make this Tim Tebow experiment a true experiment. Let's give him, why not?
I just, do you think that he will catch a ball this year?
That's actually a great question, because it's one thing for him to be signed by the Jaguars. It's another thing for him to actually catch a football.
And will it come from Trevor Lawrence? Because it is. What if Trevor Lawrence and him are competing for the position on day one?
For quarterback?
For quarterback, yeah.
Oh, so you still think there's hope for Tebow as a quarterback? I mean, with Urban Meyer, you never know.
Oh,
and you know how like every team has like their emergency quarterback, which is like their fifth string running back or something.
Kendall Hinton or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, right. Tebow will always be their emergency quarterback. At worst case, if it ever gets to that, you know. Because so maybe it's just insurance for Urban Meyer.
I think they have 5 tight ends currently on their roster, the Jags. So I don't. I mean, either he's not going to make the team or he's not. You know, I can't picture both.
Right.
With Tebow like getting some playing time, but just to put things into perspective for everyone, last year, Jason Witten caught many balls in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So if Jason,
that's actually a great point.
If Jason Witten can do it, I think Tim Tebow can do it, because Tim Tebow's, I think, pretty athletic still. He's got to be.
Like we all clown Tebow quite a bit. And you know, like it's fun to rib Tim Tebow, but the dude is a freak athlete, and like that should not be lost. He's a good person and he's a freak athlete, probably in that order. And he can, the fact that, and I know we all like to clown on his baseball, which is funny.
It's an easy target. It's
an easy target. It is. It's a very easy target. But the fact that he took over a decade off of playing baseball, and then not only played minor league baseball, but advanced up to, I think at one point he was a AAA.
He was a AAA, yeah.
And sure, his numbers weren't great, but his numbers weren't zero, which I'm pretty sure if any of us
tried to do that,
play baseball from high school for 10 years, and we tried to play in the minors, our numbers would be like, our batting average would be 0. We would have like infinite number of strikeouts.
Even just facing live pitching again. Like, I just
exactly. Like that scared me to death. And I played baseball in high school, and I'm pretty, you played baseball in high school, didn't you?
No, not in high school, but I played up until basically.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Your brother
but
did.
Still.
But
yeah, he did.
So like imagine like either one of us like facing live pitching at this age and hitting home runs, which Tebow did.
It's not like going to the batting cage and just, you know, hitting a few balls out there. Like these balls are moving, and a lot of the times with these AAA teams, it's pitchers coming down from the MLB, like being sent back down and like trying to work their way back up to
right. Like if a player ever goes on like a rehab assignment, like they're coming back from an injury, and it's like, oh, all of a sudden now you're facing Zach Greinke, or there's Jacob deGrom coming back from his elbow injury, and now
sore right hip or whatever it is,
and then you're facing him. So, geez, yeah. So I actually give Tim Tebow credit, which a lot of people, it's not a popular opinion. Not a lot of people like to give him credit for the physical athletic freak that he is, which he is.
You know, the take that I saw a lot today too, that this is coming from some of the talking heads up at ESPN. The take is like, you know, there's probably a ton of undrafted free agents out there that really could have had a chance. And I'm like,
and that's the thing too. It's like with the Tebow signing comes like the trending of like a Colin Kaepernick,
or bring him back,
Mayne,
sure.
Insert any quarterback here.
Bring Jason Witten back. Yes, we've heard them all. Yep.
It's just like, guys, come on now. Like, when is that ship? When will that ship fully be sailed? Like on a truly football, like you can look, if you want to get into social issues and politics and all that, you can. Feel free. We're not going to, but like from a truly football standpoint, when will we just stop bringing up those takes? When will we? It's really just like, it's almost like they just copy and paste old articles and then post them every couple of months whenever something like this comes up.
Yeah. Wait, this is the other thing I saw a bunch of today. Let's see if you saw this. It was a GIF. I'm going to pull it up here.
Oh, here we go.
Sharing the screen. I know you saw this. This was going around everywhere. There we go. Did you got it there?
Was it the video?
Yeah. Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. Yep. Oh, right off the helmet. This was
okay.
Tim Tebow's only pass target, I believe, in his career.
Cold. That is cold. All right. First of all,
he's on the Jets there. So let's
right. He's on the Jets. It's the Jets. So who's throwing that football? Like friggin' Josh McCown?
Probably Sanchez actually back then.
Yeah, maybe Sanchez.
I wish we had a clip. Oh, wait, there might have been a clip of the full play.
Why is Tebow your first read on this? Why is Tebow going? Like, why is that why is he getting the football right out of his break?
And I really hope that it was like preseason or something that like you don't.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
What? You all right?
Sorry that I played that music really loud, or this video really loud. Okay, so here's the full play.
Oh, you've got the full play. Okay,
I've got the full play. Let me go back and share
for
this
our podcast listeners. The GIF that AD just shared was Tim Tebow going in motion and then running like a 3-yard out route, and the pass getting deflected right before he could catch it. It was
no, it actually hit off his helmet. It didn't.
Oh, did it hit off his helmet?
It hit off his helmet. Yeah, it was a.
Oh, that's even worse.
Looks like we got 3rd and 3. Yep, Sanchez right off his helmet. Hey, someone did catch it over there. I don't know if you caught that.
Oh yeah, on the sideline.
Yeah.
So Tim Tebow goes in motion and then literally, just like
right off his head.
Quick out route. Why are you throwing to Tim Tebow on that play?
And it's a tie game. It's a tie game, 10-10, third quarter. Oh my gosh! Wait,
do we know?
Stats?
Was it preseason? Do you know the date on the game?
I don't know the date, but look at the stats: 11 for 24, 108 yards, 2 interceptions. So maybe actually.
And why? But yet still people will clown. And look, I'm not trying to defend Tim Tebow by any means. I like Tim Tebow. I think he's a good human. He's a good person. And people clown on him unjustly. But like this, people are clowning that play. Like clowning Tim Tebow for that play. That is entirely on Mark Sanchez.
It was a bad throw.
It's a terrible throw. And why are you run it back for me? Why is that your first throw?
I like how they put the arrow on him too. Like
I guess they're thinking maybe no one's gonna cover him, but then why don't you read that? Like
the defender was right there, though. It was red the whole way. He's actually Mark's lucky it wasn't a pick six. Right there.
It very easily could have been. It very easily could have been. Man, that's classic. That is great. Yeah. So I don't know. Just the fact that here he is. It's like the 3rd iteration of Tebow. And he's going to be playing, I mean, the same sport, but a new position. I give him credit. Because it's more than any of us could do. It's more athleticism. And at the age, because what is he? He's 33?
He's 33.
So 33 years old, and he's still going back into professional sports.
You got to give respect. You got to give him some respect.
I give him respect.
All right.
Corey Paul says it's better than the butt fumble.
And honestly, maybe they should have tried Tebow out. I don't think they did at quarterback.
At quarterback?
I mean, they tried him for receiver, obviously, but that didn't work out.
All right, what you got for your? Unless you got another back, what do you got for your ugly?
No, I don't have another back. But my ugly. Oh, actually, as a part of that, the Jaguars' odds to win the Super Bowl before the Tim Tebow signing.
Oh no. You got him? Yeah, like is it a plus number?
It's very big, very big plus number.
I'm not good with the plus number odds. The plus 1,500.
Plus 10,000. After the Tebow signing.
Oh, did it go down? Plus 11,000?
Plus 10,000. They didn't change.
Oh, okay.
They didn't change it all. Yeah.
All right. Good. Well, good. Hey, look. As a Titans fan, I'm stoked for Tim Tebow to be in the Jaguars.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, that's great news for you.
Yeah, right. Let's go. Hey, Urban, why don't you go ahead and sign? Well, I was gonna say Aaron Hernandez, but it's too soon. Too soon.
Well, maybe they should actually let Tim Tebow start a quarterback and sort of let Trevor Lawrence learn a little bit.
Sure, right. You want to let it. And look, we've talked about on this podcast before. You want to let a quarterback sit under a guy for a number of years before
Alex Smith,
Alex Smith, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Name
the list goes on and on.
Name a quarterback. Yeah, exactly. Ryan Tannehill under Marcus Mariota.
Yes.
You know, Ben Roethlisberger under Tommy Maddox. You know, you want to let the quarterback sit for a little bit.
Just let him get a feel for it before you get into it. Yeah.
Get the feel going.
Okay. My ugly of the week. There is a Lakers documentary coming to Hulu.
About the entire organization?
9-part docuseries on the 4-decade history of the Lakers. And this to me is it's like
I think we're about to have the same take. Go ahead.
It's like, no, great. I'm really excited to learn about the Lakers. But is this in response to The Last Dance? Because the Bulls and that whole hype. But
yeah.
So what are you going to do if the Lakers? Let's just say the Lakers don't win it this year. The documentary comes out in 2022. They win next year. Do you have to add on to that? Are there are there bonus episodes coming out?
Right.
It's like I don't understand. Are we going to get a documentary for every team now, or is it just the teams that have the most money, or is it
this is legitimately in response to The Last Dance? People saw how much success The Last Dance had, and they're like, "Oh, we got to cash in. We got to make a documentary about because the Tom Brady, they're making a 10-part documentary on Tom Brady, which is
I could understand that
9.5 parts too long, in my opinion.
But I could understand that if Tom was retiring, if he was done with football, we could look back on his career and say, "Damn, Tom, that was a good career."
Right,
Let's put it into a documentary.
And that's one of the reasons why The Last Dance worked so well, is because not only was it it was in retrospective, everything was done. Most of these players have been over. You didn't hear much about those players while it was going on because it all happened in the 90s.
Correct. Yeah.
And now you're hearing firsthand accounts for it. But it was also that nostalgia play, where everything in the 90s, you could throw out anything from 90s nostalgia and it's going to play today. That played into it. The Lakers, I don't know if it's like a documentary on that three-peat Lakers there with Shaq and Kobe, that would maybe work. But if you're doing the whole Lakers organization, it's
sounds like it's the whole Lakers. Yeah. Jerry West, everyone back then.
How much, what are you going to do? An episode per decade? or you know what I'm saying? It's per era. You're not going to be able to capture that because there's either, if you do the entire franchise, there's not going to be enough. You're going to have eras where you just skate over and you're not going to be able to go in depth like the Bulls documentary did. Or if you do just an era, then it's, I don't know,
or if they try to do what The Last Dance did and jump back and forth, it would just get so confusing.
Yes. Right.
We're going to show Jerry West, as the president of basketball operations, and then him playing, on the court.
Yeah.
It's just not going to look good. It's just not going to.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not. And look, and also it's the Lakers. Look, I know they're Lakers fans and they probably have one of the largest fan bases in the NBA. But if you're not a Lakers fan, you hate the Lakers. Whereas the Bulls, growing up in the 90s, everyone loved the Bulls. Especially except for
the Warriors,
direct Warriors. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's, I don't know. I think it's dumb. I
wish and clearly there's just money behind it because
that's
it's Hulu, it's the Lakers. it just bothers me that we're at a point now where we're making documentaries about teams that are still playing in the NBA. Like we're not like the Lakers, the organization didn't die. Like we're not like looking back on the Lakers' life being like,
give me a documentary. I'd rather watch a documentary on the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Yes. And how they came up with the jersey, the logo design, everything.
My gosh, I would watch a documentary on that in a heartbeat.
And I think it's also very, and I'm going to say this, but I'm going to preface this with, I love LeBron and I enjoy everything about him, his play.
Sure.
Him as a player, except for some of the theatrics a little bit, but
right. Yeah. And we talked about that on this podcast, but
it's very coincidental that this documentary is happening while LeBron is a Laker, and Space Jam 2, and Space Jam 2. Yes.
Does LeBron's production company have a hand in this being made?
Spring Hill Entertainment, I'm sure they do.
It has to be asked. Does LeBron have something to do with this? Like, it's very convenient that it's all of a sudden coming out now.
It just doesn't sit well with me, and I don't like it. So
I hear you.
I'm sure we'll watch it, and I'm sure we'll have some things to say about it. So maybe we can have another episode where we dissect that.
Right. We'll do a draft like we did with the Last Dance.
Yeah. I mean, we are 90s kids.
We are 90s kids. We're 90s kids. All right. My good, back and ugly, my good of the week is Instagram for kids. All right. I don't know if you heard about this. Mark Zuckerberg's coming out with Instagram for kids. And you're like, why is that your good of the week? That sounds like it sucks. That sounds terrible. It's a dumb idea. The only reason this is my good is because it might be the first thing both the left and right have been able to agree on in years. And I say that because today, on Monday, a group of 44 attorney generals made up of both Democrats and Republicans. First time you've seen those two parties in a sentence in a long time.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
They put their signature on a letter addressed to Mark Zuckerberg, encouraging him to axe Facebook's plan to launch a version of Instagram for kids younger than 13. The letter justifies its ask based on mental health and privacy concerns for its young users, and comes less than a month after Congress and child safety groups ailed similar grievances. So, who among us thinks, other than Mark Zuckerberg, obviously, thinks Instagram for kids is a good idea? Like, Mark, just because you have the haircut of an 11-year-old doesn't mean you need to give Instagrams to kids. Like, imagine like a 6-year-old influencer. Like imagine.
Wait, so is it happening? Is this happening?
Facebook's trying to make it happen, and I guess it hasn't come out yet. I don't think.
All right.
And just imagine like little like a 7-year-old Instagramming his bowl of cereal before eating it. Like, I think it's so dumb.
But I think the minute that you start to market something to kids is when kids are like, I don't want to do that. So it's almost like you have to market it again. Like,
oh, okay, this is interesting. I didn't think of it in this way. Because I was thinking, because it's like obviously like kids want Instagram now because they see and you see like young kids, because the age limit I think is 13, and you see young kids. I'm pretty sure kids younger than 13 maybe signing up, like lying about their age to sign up for an account.
Birthdays or something. Right. Okay.
I'm wondering if what if we open it up to everyone, then they're going to be like, man, we don't want it anymore. Thanks. We'll stick to our sandboxes.
And TikTok or whatever. Yeah. Sandboxes.
I don't know. I don't know. Clearly I'm out of touch with what kids today.
Yeah, but I feel like clearly there's going to be some sort of like monitoring by a parent, or like it just seems like that's just not a good idea. Like to have a space. Well,
think about it. Think about the emotional turmoil that social media has caused on adults.
Look at us with Instagram.
That's true.
Korked Instagram.
By the way,
I can't believe that wasn't my ugly of the week. It should have been.
It's coming up on my ugly. I'm bringing
okay, all right, good. I'm glad.
So the it's just like a little kid is not going to be able to deal with that. The little kids can barely handle getting bullied in middle school, which is
not getting bullied on the internet.
Right, which is not bullying is not a good thing, but it's, I mean, most of us.
It's on the internet though. It's a part of the internet.
Right. There's middle school. I don't think there's even if we get people to stop bullying in high school and stop bullying in elementary school, bullying in middle school will never, I don't think, ever end, because that is everyone's most awkward phase of life. You're going through, most people have oddly shaped teeth and braces and zits and
weird facial hair coming out of random spots,
greasy skin. And I remember in middle school for the longest time, I had a peach fuzz mustache, and I didn't think anything of it until a girl I liked said, "You need to shave." And I was like, and this is, I think I was in 7th grade, maybe.
You go home and take some scissors. And
well, I was like, I've never once thought about shaving, in my entire life. That was the first time I ever even realized, oh yeah, that's a thing that guys eventually have to do.
They do have to shave, yeah.
And so I snuck into my dad's, happy birthday, by the way, Big Rod.
Yeah, happy birthday, Ron.
I snuck into my dad's bathroom and I took his electric razor and I just shaved my my upper lip.
Jeez.
So I don't think Instagram for kids, if you can't handle bullying in person, bullying Instagram for kids is going to be a terrible idea.
If Mark Zuckerberg, if he's listening out there, if he could take some advice, just don't market it to kids. Come up with something entirely different. That's what kids want.
Market it
they don't want
people.
Instagram for kids. Yes,
right.
Yes, yeah. It's like Facebook, but a little bit more advanced.
They're coming out with a season of The Bachelor for senior citizens.
No, they aren't.
I know. I'm almost positive they are. They did a casting call. During one of their episodes, they said, "Hey, are you a senior looking for love?"
And you know how many seniors are watching that show. So
my gosh.
They're picking up the phone and calling.
I think they're going to have it. Yeah, I think they're going to have a season of The Bachelor where it's just old people. Will you accept this rose?
I gotta ask. Are you going to be doing Bachelor recaps for it? Because that
are you kidding? Of course I am.
That is grade A content.
That'll be better than these 22-year-old Instagram influencer wannabes getting roses. Right. Of course, I'm going to do a Bachelor recap on that season. That would be incredible. Here we go. We got confirmation from Corey Ball. Yes, they are coming out with a senior Bachelor. So there we go. I told you, it's coming, and it's going to be awesome.
Corey's coming for that third spot.
He's coming for that third spot. We said we open it up. Commenters, if you comment along with us, you could maybe get that third chair on the podcast. We're
coveted third chair.
The coveted third chair in the junk floor. My back of the week. Dare I say horse racing? Racing back of the week. Look, doping a horse up with drugs is actually, and this is a take I have. Doping up a horse with drugs is the best thing to happen to horse racing since the Triple Crown was won a couple years ago. How about that for a take?
That is a spicy. I don't even like spicy, but I like that. That is a spicy take.
It is the doping up a horse is the best thing to happen to racing, horse racing, because we're talking about horse racing. All right,
we are talking about horse racing,
and the fact that ever since the Triple Crown was won, horse racing, it just hasn't been as exciting, because it's we went 30 years without anyone winning a Triple Crown. And then we had 2 in 5 years.
Well, so what this reminds me of, though? It reminds me of the home run race with Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. And that's
yes.
And people are still talking about that. So, I mean, I don't know.
And look, Roger Maris's record stood for how long? And then all of a sudden they broke the record, and it was okay, now there's nothing really to look forward to. And then it came out that they were doping. So
and the report came out. Yeah.
Look, and I love I actually hate Bob Baffert. I don't know if that's a controversial take or not. I'm not that deep into horse racing to know if it is or not. But
I like his look. I like the Will Ferrell look.
Yes. Which I meant to bring that. I meant to bring that up as a. See if you can pull up a side by side while I talk about this. Bob Baffert and Will Ferrell in Eastbound and Down. But so I've been he said he went on Dan Patrick. He's making this media tour. Bob Baffert. He's going around and he's trying to plead his case as to why his horse was doped up with drugs. I don't know. Probably because you want to win. He says, I've been accused of my horse tested positive for legal therapeutic medication, betamethasone. I have no idea. I butchered that name. 21 picograms. We call it contaminant levels. They're testing at these really low levels the last few years. It's been a problem in racing. The really troubling thing is the horse has never been treated with that specific drug. So we're at a loss for words trying to figure out how he got contaminated, because at those levels they call it contamination. Okay, so let's say they're testing at these really low levels.
Right.
Why are none of the other horses testing positive?
Weird. Yeah, very weird.
Oh, it's weird that yeah, it's really low levels, so it's not that bad. No other horses are testing positive. we talked about Baffert. We talked about Baffert looking at Eastbound and Down. Tell me that is not. Pull up if you're listening on the podcast, pull up Bob Baffert and Will Ferrell Eastbound and Down, and you will see the most stunning side by side. Like, it doesn't help that Bob Baffert is a sunglasses indoors kind of guy. Like that,
or is it the transition lenses? I can't tell.
It might be, but either way, it's not a good look for Baffert, because he legitimately looks like a fictional character from an HBO comedy, from a guy who was made to look ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, I love Ashley Schaefer too.
Like, Baffert, cut your hair or don't wear the glasses indoors. One or the other, man. It's fine. Like, well, even the suit isn't helping his case.
This picture looks like he needs to grow his hair out a little bit longer.
And he might. Give him some time, especially now with this doping scandal. Now that we know he's him and his horse are druggies. Gosh, that is just incredible.
I love how he was under fire for that, though, because he's been the face of horse racing the past couple years.
Yeah, right.
Because he was the trainer for American Pharoah, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, good for him. Good for him. Like, that's a way to keep your name in the news cycle, though, right? Like,
look. And what's funny is apparently it takes 3. So they're like, I guess they're retesting or appealing or something. It takes 3 weeks for tests to come back. The Preakness is on Saturday.
So is he racing in it?
And then the Belmont is 2 weeks after that.
2 weeks after that.
So is he just going to run in all 3? Like, I don't know. He already had his title stripped, but yeah. Anyway,
what do they do if he does win, though? But think about this, though. It's great for the sport, because how would we ever know any horse trainer's name, let alone like this guy, right? Yeah. Can you name another horse trainer? I can't. I can't even name another horse right now. So.
Yeah, I do. I feel like, which I love, which we didn't play it this year. I kind of wish we would have.
I know.
Kentucky Derby horse or made up name, because I could literally say anything right now and you wouldn't know if it was
I would say yes.
Like, ouch, my bee sting. Is that a Kentucky Derby horse? We don't know.
I don't know. Can we Google that?
That tuba sounds nice. You're like, is that a horse? I think that tuba sound nice finishing 3rd at the Kentucky Derby. Did it not?
The tuba does sound nice, though. So,
Peter's Piccolo. Is that a horse or is that something else? We don't know.
These are really good names that you're coming up with.
Thanks, I appreciate it. It's really easy. You'd be surprised at how easy it is to come up with a made-up Kentucky Derby horse name.
Anything that comes to your mind at all.
Just say something.
Gold Watch.
I'm pretty sure finished 4th in the Kentucky Derby 2 weekends ago.
So, well, if he was stripped, then that means he got 3rd then. So he was on the podium.
Yeah, he's on the podium. There you go.
Congrats, Gold Watch.
Congrats to Gold Watch. Shout out to Gold Watch.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. My ugly of the week. I've actually got 3 uglies. Kenny Mayne was fired.
I did just see that. They fired him. They canned him.
I saw
he said it was a salary cap issue.
Yeah, maybe
it was a joke or not.
it was, knowing Kenny was probably a joke, which, gosh, I love
probably
that.
Not a joke, actually. He probably wanted a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true. So so here's the tweet right here. I am leaving ESPN, salary cap casualty. Thanks for opportunity, Vince Doria and Al Jaffe for and for taking my solicitations. Herman Stinton Lich. I don't know. That must be all inside baseball right there. But he says, I will miss the people. I will miss the vending machine set up by the old Van Pelt joint. We had everything into the great wide open. And the thing I love about Kenny Mayne too is, like, he is a older guy. Yeah. He does do, as a joke, the hashtag after what he tries to make a hashtag, which is one of the funniest. It's very unspoken. Not many people talk about how funny Kenny Mayne's hashtagging skill.
Is that self-aware? That is very self-aware.
Yes. Okay. That is 1,000% a Kenny Mayne-ism, and it is phenomenal. Kenny Mayne, I grew up on him on Sports Center. Him, to me, a lot of people loved Dan Patrick and Keith Olbermann. I always loved Dan Patrick with Kenny Mayne. I thought their rapport was even better. And I thought they
have a great rapport. Yeah.
I thought they were just funnier. If it was Kenny Mayne and Dan Patrick in the booth, I loved it. And then if it was Rich Eisen and Stuart Scott.
Yeah.
Gosh, those two pairings were, I think, my two favorite pairings on Sports Center back in the day. And this was back when Sports Center was Sports Center. Like, and I don't want to. I don't want to sound like an old guy.
It is Sports Center.
Yes,
those days. Yes.
I don't want to sound like an old guy being like, "Oh, Sports Center was back in the day," but it was better back in the day because they actually did highlights. They would tell you, like, they would feed you with sports information. Now it's like,
oh, you mean not videos of kids getting alcohol dumped on their cuts, that type of stuff.
Yeah, there's that too. Now Sports Center is basically it is just, we're going to show one highlight from the sporting event that happened last night. And then we're going to talk about we're going to debate the biggest headline or the biggest topic from that sport. And it's so dumb. It's so, anyway, I don't want to go on a Sports Center tangent. We do that too much.
Sports Center gets enough heat, but now even more heat that they let Kenny go, though.
I get it. Like, Kenny Mayne, he's getting up there. I'm sure. Yeah. His salary, it was expendable. He was, you could kind of see it, the handwriting on the wall coming. But I love Kenny Mayne.
They phased him out. They did phase him out a little bit, it looked like. Yeah.
Kenny Mayne, and Kenny Mayne would even do other stuff for, like, other ABC properties. Very funny guy, very dry, very just witty. I loved Kenny Mayne and his, like, the little quirks that he would do while interviewing people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mad respect for Kenny Mayne. And if you don't know Kenny Mayne, go on YouTube and look up some Kenny Mayne, like, highlights, which I'm sure exist.
Now they do, at least. They definitely do now, if they didn't in the past. But
right. The guy was phenomenal. My other ugly of the week. This is quick. Cancel culture.
And that's what he was trying to invoke.
Going back to Bob Baffert. Bob Baffert. Can you believe how far cancel culture has gone, AD? Like, now guys can't even dope their horses and get away with it. Like, cancel culture, where does cancel culture stop?
Well, let me ask you this. Is anyone safe?
Is anyone safe? Look, you mean to tell me that the left-wing politics and cancel culture is they're gonna keep me from doping up my horse?
It's unbelievable. And back in our day, we were doping our horses.
Oh,
like every race, but
we doped our horses all the time, and the horses never said boo about it. And shouldn't they be the ones, if they're okay with getting doped, then shouldn't they be the ones to cancel us? And they're not
making a fuss about it.
Oh man, a horse never even said hey when we would
stop it.
Sorry, that was bad. That was even bad. I tried. Look, that was a half constructed. That one was free. That one was free. That was a half-constructed joke that I didn't even finish, and I didn't know how to get it out quick enough.
All you had to say was "hey," and the joke
was bad. That was bad. I'm so sorry. Like, look, some of my free ones, they're kind of good. If I do say so myself.
Not to toot your own horn or anything.
Yeah, but that one was straight up bad. That was awful. Oh man, but yeah. So look. Thoughts and prayers to Bob Baffert.
And cancel culture. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, please.
Look, Bob, we're with you, man. We're with you. You keep doping your horses and don't cave in to cancel culture, okay?
You know what this means, Bob? You just need to find something that they can't detect. Just move to the next thing.
Right. Yeah.
That they can't test for.
Yeah. Just move to look, if they're checking picograms, you move to
Ticograms.
And my last ugly of the week, Korked Bat's Instagram.
Yeah.
UFC. Screw you, Dana White. All right. So I don't know if anyone's prone to this. ADE wrote a blog about it the other day. Our Korked Bat's Instagram account has been not just locked, which it was when the Serbian tennis fans came for us.
It's more than that.
Our Instagram account has been straight up deactivated. You can't even search for Korked Bats on Instagram right now.
There was some good news, though. I did tag Korked Bats very recently, and we're getting now. We can click it now. Remember before you couldn't click the name.
Oh, that actually is good news. Is that true?
Yeah. So go to the Swingman brand post, and then we can click it. It says user not found, so it's still not there, but I think it's progress. I think
is that in stories? Direction. Is that in your stories? Because it's still not clickable in my IG bio. Here we are figuring this out on the fly here live on the podcast. Our Instagram account has been deactivated, and it's all because of UFC. And how do we know it's because of UFC? Because we got a damn notice from UFC because we posted a clip of their fight from like 2 weeks ago after the fact, after the fight was over. We're not illegally streaming a pay-per-view or anything like that. We posted a highlight because it was the badass fight and it was awesome. And we wanted to share it and we wanted to get more eyeballs into UFC that normally wouldn't. We're doing our part as bloggers and content curators, which is the douchiest that just saying that.
We're doing our part though. We are doing our part though.
I just called us content curators.
Yeah.
Jeez, gosh. But
we're tired, though. We'll give you that one.
I am tired. Thank you. I've been up since 4 a.m. That we're doing our part to further the sport of UFC. And look, how many times do we have to go through this? It's 2021. I had to look up at my clock to see the year.
Make sure what year it was.
Yeah. Right. It's look, I've been up since 4 a.m. It's 2021, and the NBA has been at the forefront of encouraging people to share highlights of their sport. And
because it's on the internet, right?
Right. Exactly. And would you look at that? The NBA is the second most popular sport on the planet, behind only soccer. Okay. And then let's see here else. Oh, baseball just recently. It started encouraging people to share their highlights on social media. They used to have a very strict media policy to where it's if you posted a clip of baseball and you didn't have the rights to baseball, they would take it down and they would suspend your account. Now they let anyone share and post. And look at that. Baseball's having one of their most viewed years in decades.
It's not rocket science, really. It's not.
And then there was another example. Now I can't even think about it. But freaking UFC,
NFL too.
Yeah, the NFL, they've been more lax about it too. And so it's like UFC, why would you not want more people sharing your clips? And I get it. You make a lot of your money based off of pay-per-views.
Maybe most of their money, actually.
Yeah, maybe most of their money. But look, like we're not illegally streaming it. We're posting these highlights after the fact. So if I'm a casual UFC fan, which I am, and I say, oh wow, that fight was actually pretty cool. That maybe I should buy the next UFC, which I mean, we're up like UFC 280 or something. Like there's a UFC every other week. So it's like I'm gonna go buy the next pay-per-view because I saw what happened in the last one. It's awesome.
From the guys down at Korked Bats.
From those content curators at Korked Bats.
Yes.
All I'm saying is this whole thing is ridiculous. And Dana White, I'm pissed because like you seem to me like a better business mind than that. than the fact that, and look, I get it. Go after anyone who illegally streams your pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
Go after them and throw the fullest extent of the law at them. But bloggers that are freaking sharing your fight clips on Instagram, how else do you want people to consume your content?
Well, let's just call it for what it is. Dana White is fat. I mean, there's no other way to put it. There's no other way to put it. He's fat. He's lazy, it seems, because he's clearly not up to date with the now and what we're going through 2021.
Dana White is a fat slob who doesn't want to get off of his ass to freaking market his own sport. So he's gonna freaking attack others who try and do it for him.
Bring others down, and it's not okay.
Dana White is a fat is an out of shape Mr. Clean. You know, like Mr. Clean is chiseled.
He's got that bald head.
Yeah. Once Mr. Clean like stops cleaning, he's gonna look like Dana White.
Just Mr. Fat Slob. Not. That's awful.
Dana White looks like he was no. Okay. All right, here we go. So you know how like at Universal Studios or maybe it's Disney, like they have like the Indiana Jones like thing, like the play that you can go and watch, like the action thing.
Live action.
Yes. Indiana Jones, like you can go and sit in the audience, you can watch this live action thing. And there's always an actor who kind of looks like Indiana Jones, but when you get up close, you're like, oh damn, this guy looks nothing like Indiana Jones. That's like Dana White, but for like an action movie, like for like someone in the Expendables, like Bruce Willis. Dana White is Bruce Willis. Yes. The live action. If they did a live action Die Hard at one of those amusement parks, that's what Dana White looks like.
He's like the generic version of Bruce Willis.
Right. Yeah, you tell your mom, you're like, Mom, can we get Bruce Willis? And she's like, we have Bruce Willis at home, honey. You get home and it's just Dana White.
It's Dana White.
You're like
Dana White serving you a copyright notice.
Yeah, right. It's Dana White, suspending your Instagram account. So our Instagram account is deactivated. If you don't mind, please share the hashtag free Korked bats. Let's get it going. Let's try and get our account back. We are it's so annoying and we're trying to get it back.
If we lose that account, we will be devastated.
The amount of hours AD and I have put into that damn Instagram account and to just lose it all to freaking UFC and their Fight Island, which isn't even an island. It's just it's not even on the beach. It's
fraud.
Anyway, you fraud coward. That's what we say that's what UFC stands for.
Fake ass cowards.
Freaking Dana White and dick.
Worth though, I think we were like 2 or 3 from 1600. So
yeah,
will you get it back or I don't know.
Who knows?
Have to start over from square one.
Free Korked bats. Help us out, people. Before we get out of here, we've got our Frank fact.
Oh
yeah. How about this?
Frankie, baby.
I know we should have gotten Frank in to co-host with us. Be our third mic.
Maybe next week we can.
Maybe next week. Yeah. We'll see if he's free. So the Frank fact this week. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
An ox is a castrated bull. Did you know that? Frank said Frank. This one actually came with a Frank disclaimer. Okay.
He said I might know this.
Frank disclaimer. No, he said I learned that this weekend. I thought they were their own animal. If you already knew that, then it's not a good fact, and I'll try for another. I told him. I said no, that works because I didn't know that.
I don't think I knew that either.
I thought oxen and bull were two separate things too. You know, like the oxen Oregon Trail.
Or like I'm thinking like oxtail. So like that's really just a bull, like
with no nuts,
or
no penis. I guess. Do they cut? Is castration is the full genitals, like the full dick and balls?
Just whack them right off. Whack them all.
Castration? Is it just the nuts?
Or is it just the balls? I believe it's just the balls.
That would be.
I hope because I really do hope they're not losing both things.
Right. That would be mean if it was the dick and balls.
Well. So, okay. So this is gonna sound stupid, but a female bull is just a calf. Is that?
That's a cow. A female bull is a cow.
No.
Yeah.
Is it?
Right?
Is it?
I think a calf is a baby cow.
I didn't know we were talking biology today. So.
You're the one from Pennsylvania. You should know
I
this
should
better
know
than
this.
me.
What is a female bull?
What is it? You're Googling what is a female? Google's gonna be like, you idiot. Now, look, you're not helping our case with why Dana White suspended.
You're
our
right.
account.
Fuck. Yeah, you're right. The female counterpart to a bull
is a cow.
Is a cow.
Okay, I knew that. Oh man, no. So
a male of the species that has been castrated is a steer, ox, or bullock.
A bullock, Keith Bullock. Shout out Keith Bullock, great Titans linebacker. What if Keith Bullock was just a castrated Keith?
Castrated. Oh my gosh. You know who has a bunch of bulls and cows? Brett Kiesel from the Steelers.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Then again, how did you not know this?
You know what? I have not spent enough time researching his bulls and calves, but he names them after like Steelers players too. It's great. Like,
oh, that's awesome.
One's like Bill Cower, like cow.
Oh, and they're punny. They're punny.
And they're punny too.
Oh, I actually love that.
I can't think of any off the top of my head, but
big pun guy here. I am
big
all for that.
So, this whole ox thing is really throwing me off, though. Frank just threw me for a loop there because I thought ox were like, in like Europe, like just not even in America.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like something.
And if they are in America, then they're all in Oregon because that's the trail they took them on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought oxen and bull were two totally like they were the same like family, but like
okay. Well, according to a very reliable source in Wikipedia, ox, also known as bullock in Australia and India, is a bovine trained as a draft animal. So that doesn't really help us out, I guess. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know what you just said.
I don't really know what I just said. I thought they were about to say, okay, they're in North America, but I thought they were about to say they're only in Australia or India. So I was like, well, pump the brakes, Frank.
Let's pump the brakes, Frank. You have to mention one big detail.
Ox are not in America, but it seems like they are.
They are. Yeah.
They are.
Sure they are too. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, that's going to do it for this week of the Junk Drawer. Hey, again, hashtag free Korked Bats. Help us get
free Korked Bats, guys, please.
This is the most frustrating week ever. And it couldn't have happened in a worse week when
you're starting a new
my show
job.
Gets announced and it's like we're getting new eyeballs on Korked Bats from Chicagoans. So shout out if you're a Chicagoan listening. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. Hope you enjoy Korked Bats. But yeah, it couldn't have come at a worse time.
You know what we were missing there? I think Grit would have had a lot to say about ox and bulls and calves.
Grit would have reamed into us for not knowing. Yeah, he would have been like. In fact, if Grit was still here, then he even if he didn't have a new gig or anything, like he would have just quit. He would have been over.
He would have walked out. He would have
been like, you know what? I'm done with this podcast. You guys don't know the difference between freaking oxen and bull and cow. All right. Follow Korked Bats on all the socials at Korked Bats. Hit us up on our YouTube page. We do have some videos. We will have some videos coming soon. Just once look, I moved to Chicago, so content is going to slow for a little bit, but it'll be coming back here very soon, which we are excited for. AD, you got anything for the road?
Female cow is not a calf at all.
There you go. You heard it here first. All right, how do we end this thing? What is it? What's the word we say?
Ahoy.
Oh, that's right. Ahoy.